Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Hey, I'm Christian Cano. You're the co-host. My buttons are Moms Demand Action, Guns Against Legislation, Healthcare for All, Medicare for All, and also in my heart, Black Lives Matter on behalf of Joe Oldham, who's a guest of ours who passed away last year. That's it.
Hello, this is Jenny James Gunn. I am a community advocate here in Charlotte, North Carolina for LGBT women's rights with the National Organization for Women, gun sense laws with Moms Demand Action, and anything that extends equity to all. Thank you. Good morning, America, and this is the Coffee Pan Dulce Show. And it is February 5th to be exact, 2025. Pretty exciting. The month of love, Black History Month, a lot of other amazing things. It's the shortest month of the year, and it's warming up in the greater Charlotte area, even though this is not February 5th when we're recording this. It's going to be in the 60s today. Super. Wow. One of the ways I'm so vibrant. We've had a couple weeks of 20 and miserable 30-degree weather, which I'm over it. I can't stand winter. It's depressing to me.
It's hard to believe you grew up in Amarillo.
I didn't grow up in Amarillo. I grew up in
San that's right. You just lived in Amarillo.
Yeah, I just stopped over there for a little while.
That's true. That's right. Yeah.
World's biggest truck stop. Got lost there for about 2 years and realized, I don't belong here. Brokeback Mountain without the Brokeback or the mountain. But anyway, it was pretty miserable there too because it was way colder there than here. And Charlotte's bad enough, but let me tell you something. 60-degree days, those first 60-degree days, and it's going to be off and on. It's going to be in the upper 50s and 60s for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll get that slow, nice warm up. Days are getting longer because we got past the winter solstice, which I'm super pumped about too. And I don't know, we're not that far from daylight savings time. Come on. Wow. And got a funny story. And after you talk, Christian, but I'll have you take over. But I got a funny story that I would have talked about. Okay.
Yeah, excellent. We'll come back to that funny story because we've made a commitment to today's shows are going to be funnier.
Yes, hopefully.
That's right. As Jenny said, welcome everyone to Coffee and Pan Dulce. I'm Christian Cano along with Jenny Gunn. We want to thank everyone who watches us every week and also the thousands who listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platform. I'm super excited. You can now hear Jenny's show on Apple Podcasts. Finally, we got it working. So all the shows that you've missed, go back and listen to all of her old episodes. She's been on for a couple of years now. So now you can, all of you Apple people who listen to Apple Podcasts, of course, you can always iHeartRadio and, all of the other Amazon, Pandora. She's on Pandora. So, all the others.
I'm an Apple girl. The irony of this is I'm not going to tell the whole story because it is funny. It's a great story. We may do that on the Two Queer show sometimes. Tell the story of why we weren't on there. But anyway,
it took a while. So before we go to Barb's party events, Jen, tell us your story.
Real quick,
Okay.
My business partner and I were commuting into work this week, and he said, I was surprised somebody hasn't run for office, especially for the president of the United States, and use let's eliminate, fall back, and just go to daylight savings time year round. Yeah. And use that as their number one campaign promise. To like me, I'll get rid of it. And because it's really stupid. You think about it, the only reason we had it was because Benjamin Franklin said it would help farmers, because of the summer months and, getting more and more of working in the crops, which really doesn't make sense because it's an hour either way. But you do like sunshine in the evening time anyway more because after work you can go out and go do stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's weird that we even do the fallback in the fall. Yeah. And he said, if I run for president, that's my one campaign plan. I wouldn't talk about eggs. I wouldn't talk about transgendered people in the military.
Sure. Okay.
He said, I would just talk about that and only that and just run for president that way. And that's not a bad idea because it would actually be a real solution.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all hate losing that hour of sunshine.
Yeah.
Everybody hates, the adjustment that you get and your sleep is off for 2 or 3 weeks, both ways. So why do it? And 2 states in the United States don't observe the time.
I think it's Indiana?
I think it's Arizona and Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Which makes total sense. In Hawaii, since it's so close to the equator, obviously their taste change that much because when you're closer to the equator, a lot of people don't know this. You pretty much have a 12-hour day of sunlight and 12 hours a night because you're so close to the equator. There's no tilt of the earth either way. And so a lot of people don't know that the days get shorter and longer, the daylight. So anyway, I just thought it was a funny campaign promise. And you've never heard a politician say that.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be a winner.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe he should try it out.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
I'm not running for office. I'm not that crazy. I'm cute crazy. I'm not crazy.
All right. Well, today's topic, speaking of crazy, today's topic is our title is where are the lower grocery prices? Remember all those promises that were supposed to happen on day one? And we're still waiting for he hasn't even really talked about it. He's talking about immigrants. He's talking about putting freezes on things and transgender executive orders. He's doing all, he hasn't said, remember those promises I said about gas prices and inflation and it's the what had happened was it's so anyway. But and that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about did people really expect that was going to happen, or did they just assume, well, at least he's talking about it, I'm going to give him a reward? I don't know. I want to hear your opinion on that. But before we do, let's jump directly into Barb's current events.
And this is Barb's current events.
All right, Jen, I got 3 Barb's current events. Here's the first one. So it turns out that Pew, or one of the big polling people, they've been polling people, specifically people who support the MAGA agenda. And they're finding out that the people who support the MAGA agenda are surprised on how much taxes undocumented immigrants actually pay in the U.S. They don't believe it. It is reported that undocumented immigrants pay up to $96 billion into our tax system every year. And that's local taxes, federal taxes, county taxes, school taxes, all of those taxes that they pay. And also remember, the only thing they get back is more of public policy type of things. They don't actually get any Social Security or any food stamps, or because they wouldn't qualify. So anyway, so they pay into the system. They get almost nothing out other than they can drive on the roads. That's one of the things. So that's the first one. The second one is there is a, I can't even read my own writing here. Okay, here we go. The second one is the Trump administration was so proud that they had gotten into a cat fight with the president of Colombia, and it turns out that they turned the planes away because the Colombia president said he refuses to accept people in handcuffs and that are as their criminals. He would only allow them to fly in on commercial flights, on charter flights, or he was willing to give his presidential plane so they could fly him back. Well, Trump didn't want that. Anyway, like long story short, they settled it. And the White House put out this, the Colombian president bows down to, President Trump, this. Turns out in the press release, they misspelt the word Colombia. They spelt it as if the Columbia jacket, Columbia, if I'm doing it right, instead of COLO. And so they misspelt it. So everyone was mocking them, and they had to delete the press release, and then they reissued it again. So anyway, that's the second one. The last one I thought was very interesting because we don't hear enough of these congressmen. There's a congressman, and I want to get his name correctly. His name is Sean Casten. He's a Democrat from Illinois. He basically is chastising not only other Democrats, but specifically Senate Democrats and saying, why are you approving these nominations? Even if you agree with a little bit of them, if they cannot put their hand on the Bible and say they will protect the Constitution over Trump, none of them have been willing to say it. Why are you even, that should be like a no-brainer. And so, exactly. So those are the three, Jen. Tell me what you think about those three, if you can remember them already.
First of all, I love the fact that a Democrat is actually saying that, and it's about fucking time.
Amen.
It is so ridiculous for us to be a fucking speed bump in this MAGA madness. And we can lock up everything in the House and the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Shut it all down. Lock this son of a bitch up till the end of 2026. Let's just go right back into the fucking Stone Age. I just, you know what? If they're going to sit here and defund all these things anyway, fuck them. Make sure Sissy SpaceX doesn't get any funding for any of his penis-shaped rockets. Don't give any funding to Amazon. Don't do any of that. Don't fund the Import-Export Bank. Don't fund billionaires. Lock it all up. I mean, they're going to screw us, screw them. And Democrats need to grow some cojones and a backbone and stand your fucking ground. Why do we always have to be bipartisan?
Yep.
We elect you to go do your jobs and defend us from billionaire oligarchs, not comply with those fools. It's about time.
Yep.
The Democratic Party needs to purge Democrats first.
Yeah.
We need if you can't stand up to Republicans, you shouldn't run for office.
Yep.
We don't need to kumbaya with these fools. End of story. Even Reagan said, don't negotiate with terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with him.
Yeah, good point. What do you think of the White House misspelling the word, and then also the immigrants paying taxes?
Are we shocked? I mean, MAGAs are the dumbest people on the planet. They're the hillbillies of the planet. That 15-20% of our population, that's what it really is coming down to. They're a small part of the population. Of course, they misspell stuff like that. Of course, they fucking Colombian president turned that plane around. It's stupid. It's ignorant. It's human trafficking. It's illegal for one thing. They're breaking international law. That's one thing. It violates everything about migration and the systems that have been in place for decades. That's number one. And to waste military tax dollars, which we waste enough tax dollars for with our military, but flying a charter flight would be a fraction of the cost of a C-130. A fraction of the cost. they're not built to be efficient. They're built to haul tanks and shit out.
Yeah.
And not people. It's not a people. Well, it is a people hauler too, but it's not like a commercial flight. It's 747s are way more efficient than a C-130. Just park them next to each other and hear their engines crank up, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You know, one burns a lot of fuel like a big old truck. One of them's more like a Kia Soul. You know, built to be efficient. The people hauler only. You get little peanuts and little drinks and stuff like that, little snacks, and can watch movies. C-130s don't have any of that shit.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember what the first one.
Well, when you did them, the Democrat Congressman Sean Casten, telling similar to you, telling Democrats to go some cojones. The White House misspelling the word Colombia, which we should kind of get that. And then immigrants paying taxes, paying up to $96 billion. MAGAs are what? That can't be true. Who do you think's paying for your disability, boo? I mean, it's like,
Well, on top of it, if they're working and producing in our economy, which they do.
Yeah, they're buying groceries. They pay grocery tax. They pay gas taxes. They're
living in this country, so they're going to have the minimum. They're going to pay sales tax.
Exactly.
They're living somewhere, whether they live in a rental or they own something. There's property taxes that get paid because of the rental. Landlords still have to pay property.
Yeah, they're paying property taxes.
There isn't a tax incentive. I'm not from this country. I shouldn't have taxes. Yeah. That wouldn't work if you go to the grocery store or any store or buy something online, irregardless of they don't ask you if you're a citizen or not right before you buy a sweater from Sears.
Yeah.
They don't, Walmart, the last time I checked, there was no litmus test. They don't give a shit. What's your address? We'll send it out to you. And they scan my little debit card, and then they send me the merch. That's how that works.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
The grocery store and bought me a sack of mandarin oranges. They didn't ask a thing about where my country of origin is. They don't care.
Yeah, good point. Well, let's take our first break, and then we're going to jump directly into our actual topic. So we'll be right back on Coffee Pan Dulce right after this.
Hey, y'all, you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and your favorite audio podcast platforms. You can catch your special editions of Coffee and Pan Dulce, as always. And we appreciate y'all listening. And we're going to do more episodes. We're going to do some zany things in 2025. And most of all, we're going to have lots of fun, as always. Thanks for listening. And look for the new shows. Appreciate it. Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. And support local Black and brown businesses, including our sponsor, Manolo Bakery. That has some fabulous pastries, food, king cakes, all kinds of specialty cakes, swallows, and much, much more. Some of the best food you eat in Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, Manolo's Bakery, right here in East Charlotte. Thanks for watching. Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching the Florida shows. They've been wildly successful. Obviously, it's a topic that you guys have enjoyed and wanted to know more of. And we like talking about the dumpster fire that used to be the state of Florida. And we'll probably talk about it some more this summer. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the Coffee and Pan Dulce Show. This is me, Yorense, a new host here at the Cannis Media Shows. I will be doing the new show, Espera Que, here every Thursdays at 7 p.m. on your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you like to listen to. So, hope to see you on my show and hope you have a wonderful day.
Welcome back, everyone. So, listen, Trump made all these promises. I know I'm preaching to the choir. If you're a watcher or follower or listener of our show, you know how we feel about this. He's full of baloney. I never expected him to keep any of his promises, but he kept making these promises. Some of the data says there's a couple of the men voters that said, well, we only voted him because he's going to lower the grocery price, which shows, the intelligence of some of those voters. So, Jenny, are you surprised? Egg prices are actually still going up. Now they're blaming the Biden administration. They're trying to, what happened was when we blame Biden, it was really his fault. But now it's our fault. It's his fault. So it is so crazy. And we expected this. But what do you think about where are the low gas prices, or grocery prices?
So, first of all, typically speaking, presidents don't have anything to do with consumer prices.
That's true. Yeah.
With the exception that presidents can affect the national supply of fuel slightly. Only if other countries comply.
Yeah.
Because when you open the National Reserve, it's putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound anyway. It's
true.
Our National Reserve doesn't really make a dent in the supply. Mm-hmm. It really doesn't. You release a certain amount of barrels of oil. And then it's still 90 to 180 days before that even gets refined. So It doesn't. All of a sudden you just sit there and you pump that into the refineries, and it instantly drops the prices. That doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
that's number one.
Plus you got to buy the oil again, so it actually helps the oil companies.
and then we have to replenish the reserve.
Exactly.
Nobody talks about that.
Yeah, that's right.
So, when we take it out, we got to put it back in. There's actually a regulation for that. Mm-hmm. So, at the end of the day, it's 6 of one and half dozen other, and it's why it's a very, very temporary. It might drop it 8-10 cents, and that's only if OPEC increases their supply or something like that, or Norway, or anybody that opens up any petro economy, like Saudi Arabia or Norway, for example, two of the biggest producers of oil in the world. If they open it up a little bit more and pump a little bit more, that's what actually drops prices. And that's what they really do. Every American president goes, we need prices to come down so I can get reelected or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then go, hey, Mr. OPEC, can you lower the prices by pumping more supply? It's supply and demand. It's very, very simple math.
Sure.
Cost of eggs, cost of sweatshirts, cost of tires, literally has nothing to do with the president of the United States. Unless, of course, the jackass puts a tariff on something.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And that's the only thing that Captain Poopy Pants can affect is by adding the tax on it. But guess what? If you add a tax to that and you add a cost to that, guess who pays for it? Just like Mexico was going to pay for the wall. China isn't going to pay for the taxes. They're not going to go, let me open up my wallet. I'll go ahead and eat those taxes because I love America so much.
Well, what's so crazy about this is, and I know you and I know this, and I know many of our watchers and listeners know this, and that's what frustrates us so much, is we know Trump is full of baloney. That's just what he does. The MAGA followers and the people that defend him say, that's just him. He's a salesman. He's going to say things. Okay. And I get that. I get the blowhard at the bar. I get it. That's who he is. He's the blowhard that talks about his penis is really big, that makes all this money, that his wives just love him. His kids are the best. Yeah, we know those kind of people. It's just normal people don't want those kind of people to be president.
No.
So I want you to talk to us briefly about the people that actually believed him. What do we do with those crazy people? Or do we do anything with those crazy people? Do we just talk about we need stupid people? Or
no, here's the thing, is that we need to appeal to our voters.
Sure.
We have to do what Bill Clinton did in 1992, which is say, it's the economy stupid.
Okay.
We need to serve up the same shit sandwiches MAGA does.
Okay. Yeah.
MAGA's better at selling the idea of a simple message. I'll lower the price of eggs. Biden and Harris should lie their asses off.
Sure.
What it all costs? Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of Democrats that will vote for that shit too.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell them what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
We get in, we do what we need to do. Because that's what presidents do anyway. That's what people in Congress do. If we actually kept track of every promise they made,
Yeah.
there's nothing in the Constitution that says, oh, when you run for office, if you lies your ass off, you get fired.
Yeah.
There's no accountability to that. You're a politician. Mm-hmm. You're the same as an attorney. Attorneys usually lie their asses off too. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on and think about it.
Yeah.
It's just like the commercials. You know, again, I go back to the commercials that, you know, you drink this beer or drink this Gatorade and it's going to be the thirst meter later. And then you're going to have a six pack and you're going to have the gun show and you're going to be this stud. Women are going to love you and you're going to go to the beach and you're going to be amazing. Now you're going to have the same beer gut that you had the week before. Ain't going to change a thing. Maybe some sit-ups and some
that's true. Yeah.
Rings. Mm-hmm. But it's just as stupid as there's this meme going around, and the MAGAs are posting another stupid thing that the gays are using windmills to waft homosexual myths into your home. So somehow they just come up with this ridiculous stuff, and of course these mouth breathers like, oh my God, they're going to do homosexual myths, and it's going to come in on the air vents, and we're all going to become homos. Which is, they're just looking for a excuse to have gay sex. Yeah. At the end of the day, here's the thing. So, like how Democrats need to fight as hard as they can fight, and when they're on the campaign trail, lie as much as they do. Why not? And who cares if they keep the campaign promises? I'm not going to keep dragging home. Oh, gosh, Harris said that in August of 2024. I'm going to keep track of what she does for the next 4 years. No, I don't give a shit. I would have loved it if she just got in there and go, you know what? He's going to get half price off eggs. I'm going to get 75% off because I'm smart. Guess what? I'm going to get lower prices on burrito coverings, and I'm going to pave the roads with gold, and y'all are all going to be better looking. Winky, face. Just lie. Just flipping lie. If I ran for office, I'd lie my fucking ass off. You know why? Because Americans deserve liars. We deserve liars. We as a people are stupid for the most part. And I'm talking about most Americans. I'm talking about progressive thinking conservatives. Yeah. We are dumb enough to fall for this bullshit. And it is all bullshit that comes from politicians for the most part. You know, politicians defend all these crazy ass schemes and how we're saving American lives by bombing other countries and all the other stuff. And they're working for us. They ain't working for us. They're working for their own job. They're saving their own. Most politicians are save asses and kiss asses. That's it. And the more we get real, and we need to keep it real in this country, and the more Democrats need to sit down and go, okay, what do our voters want to hear? What do voters want to hear? Nobody wants to be a downer. Nobody wants to sit there and go that and just promise the fucking moon. Get into the office and then do the real shit. And we don't have to worry about that. Oh, we won't protect the homos. Get in there and you protect us. You don't, because Farmer Fred from Iowa that's, farming some pigs and, drinking some Bud Light, the gay beer. He don't care. He don't care about homosexuals and trans people. He really doesn't. He doesn't. And we don't need to worry about that while we're running for office. We'll save that for later. That's a little tidbit we don't need to release out. Just like he has no intention of 99% of his campaign promises. That son of a bitch didn't keep he kept 2 campaign promises in 4 years. The last time. Okay. Guess what? First day in office, is the war in the Ukraine still going on? Yep.
Hostages not all the hostages have been released.
Nope.
War in the Ukraine is still going on. It's going to end it on day one.
Yeah.
Gas prices, everything is going to go down. And he's going to mass deport 11 million
we can unelect him. Look, there's
Sure.
a pedestal in the Constitution that says, you know, he makes a promise on day one and doesn't keep it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, too, is a president-elect, you still can't negotiate with Russia.
Sure.
Only an elected sitting president can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was nothing he could do till day one anyway. So that was a crime.
Sure. Yeah. Well, so basically what you're saying is that, and I pretty much agree with you, Jenny. But here's the problem. If there, I would say there are about 10-15% of the people who voted for Trump he only won 49.9%, so he didn't win the majority. Plus, a lot of people didn't vote, so he only won about 33% of the voters. There's no mandate, but of those 33%, there's a very small percentage who actually believe the words that he says. The rest of the people who voted for him, I don't think they really believed him. They're kind of like, So why would they vote for him knowing he's not going to keep hardly any of the promises? Why would they vote for him? The only thing I can think of would be bigotry and racism.
Yeah, they're hateful bastards like he is.
Yes. Yeah. Because they know he's not going to keep those.
But here's the thing.
Sure.
Democrats can't get up there and be hateful bastards.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we can sell love just like Obama did and just like Clinton did.
Sure.
Neither one of those people should have won the presidency, but they did. And how did they do that? I'll feel your pain.
Yeah.
The audacity, I hope. We've got to run our own game. It's shame on Democrats. Kudos to that Democrat from Illinois stepping up and saying, Democrats in the U.S. Senate, step up that pussy.
Yep.
You can shut this down. You can shut down every nomination. Just go, we'll filibuster the shit out of this for the next 4 years.
Exactly.
Just like they did with Obama's.
Yeah.
It should have been his nomination, which was Trump's first nomination.
Yeah.
They need to shut down every single solitary nomination and budgetary thing for the next 4 years. Don't pass it.
They could, Democrats right now, especially with the that they've got to pass this budget reconciliation thing, all that kind of stuff. They could tie things up at least until the summer.
Oh, longer.
And that only gives us only another half year for him to be able to not do anything. He's going to screw up. Look at all the stuff he's done in this first week. He has upset a lot of his own party members by putting the freeze on the spending thing, and this has been like a gift that he gave. It has galvanized people because there's a lot of Republicans who are like, hey, hold on a second. This is going to impact people in Mississippi.
Yeah,
this is going to impact people, in Western North Carolina. It's going to impact people.
Well, look what Florida with Governor Sissy Pants.
Yeah, like you mentioned that on your show.
Secretary. We talked about it on Two Queers, but literally the agricultural secretary, a Republican, took away the governor's powers. Yeah,
they stripped. I do want to talk about that real quickly. Yeah, we're going to go on to we're going to go over just a couple of minutes. If you like what you hear from Jenny, she does have a show that comes on every Wednesday at 11:30. It's called Two Queers in a Truck. This commercial is going to talk about her show. There's also going to be a little promo for a show that comes on every Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's the Tony Foreman Show. Tony Foreman Show from Charlotte, North Carolina. He will be talking about issues that face Latino men of his age range, which I won't give his age range. So please join his show. And then one more I want to pull a plug for is Urence's show. It comes on every Thursday at 7 p.m. in the evening. It is Espera Que, or in other words, wait, what? That's what his show is about. Talking about his last show was very, very good. So we'll be right back on Coffee and Pan Dulce right after this.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching our spring shows and sticking with us. And we've got a fabulous summer lineup. I hope y'all are excited as I am. And let's enjoy our summers. Hot Girl Summer 2024. See y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Hey, y'all. Thanks for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And one of our big things is that if you missed any of our other shows, we are on Facebook, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple for the most part, and a bunch of other audio podcast platforms. So if you've missed us, come back. The water's fine. Dip on in. It's 85 degrees here in my imagination. But anyway, we have 332 episodes in the tank. You can pull up any of them. And most of all, we have fresh ones dropping most weeks. And we got 3 more shows coming. Be excited. But as always, thanks for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And look forward to the 2025 season. Thanks, y'all.
Hiya.
As always, thank y'all for listening. But most of all, it's Black History Month. It's February. And I really implore you to support the nonprofits and local businesses owned by Black entrepreneurs. Backbone of our economy, small business in America, especially local businesses you should support, but especially this month, go seek out Black entrepreneurs, small business people, Black professionals, that sort of thing, and just, I don't know, make an extra effort. Instead of clicking on Amazon, just go by that local shop, check out their websites, and really be involved with your neighbors. If we don't take care of our neighbors can't take care of us. So, important reminder, love you all, and celebrate Black History Month with us here. Hey, let's celebrate Black History Month in February together. We're stronger together. Bye, y'all.
Happy Black History Month, y'all.
Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the Coffee and Pan Dulce Show. This is Yorense, one of the new hosts here at Cannis Media, doing a new show, Espera Que. We're here, I am talking all the great issues that are happening in our great country here in the USA of 2025. I'm mostly going to be working and talking about Latino men issues, but I hope anyone can come by and hear me rant about how annoying our government is. We will be here every Thursdays at 7 p.m. Hope to hear from y'all soon, and see you at my show.
Hey y'all, thanks as always for listening to Coffee and Pan Dulce. And guess what? As part of our Cannis Media family of shows, we have a sister show that's been running alongside the Coffee Show for 6 years, 6 seasons. And it's 2 queers in a truck. And in fact, we've been on air, as it says right behind Christian, as we record this, in case you're watching the video version of this. It's exciting. It's a little different. It comes more from obviously the queer perspective, because it's 2 queers in a truck. And we invite you to listen to it. You don't have to be queer to listen. And I promise it most likely will not give you scabies. I can't 100% verify that, but it's just a medical rumor started by me, actually. But anyway, come out and check us out on our sister show, 2 Queers in a Truck, and all the exciting 2025 news shows on the Cannis Media family. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Up next is 2 Queers in a Truck with Jenny and Christian. And hope you guys tune in. We'll see you in about 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you. Bye.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget to Joan Jennings Show, Tony Foreman's show, and also Yorense's show. So you got a lot of shows. There's no excuse for you not to listen to some of our programs. All right, so we're going to go into our first one, which is called the Pendejo Chronicles.
And this is the Pendejo Chronicles.
Okay, here's the Pendejo of the Week. The Pendejo of the Week is new Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Am I pronouncing this right? Hegseth? Anyway, the jerk. So, he gets the Pendejo of the Week award because on his very first day after he was nominated, he was only nominated like 51-49, right? It was by like 1 vote. No, it was tied. And the couch guy, J.D. Vance, had to break the tie. So, so he's now second. The morning on he was nominated on, he was approved Friday evening. On Saturday morning, his very first thing to do was to send an email to everyone who was in the Department of Defense, literally giving them a lecture on how to become better soldiers. He's off. He's delusional in many ways. He's telling them they should be warriors of, they need to become warriors of so and so, and it's like he's just off. So he gets our pendejo of the week, and I wanted to hear what you have to say about that. But also, I want to give it another award. We'll see how this works for. This is going to be called the Jenny Award, named after our co-host Jenny, and these are for heroes. And so I want to give the Jenny Award, our very first one, to a CNN Washington Post columnist. Her name is Catherine Rampell. She was on CNN with that big old queen, Scott Jennings, the one who's like the Republican whatever, and he always rolls his eyes, real dramatic and all kinds of stuff. Well, they were talking about Elon Musk and his Nazi salute. Well, of course, Scott Jennings likes to come to the defense, and he's a very queeny guy, because he's very. You would think he's like a drag queen in the past or something. He's got all these quick responses and stuff, and rolls his eyes a lot. Well, they were talking about that, and he says, "Well, Democrats have gone from Trump derangement syndrome to now Musk derangement syndrome, because y'all just can't get him out of your mind." And this. And it was just. I hope you lawyer up if you're saying that he's doing a Nazi salute. This is trying to whatever. Well, she said, "I'm the only Jewish person on this panel, and let me tell you," she's watching. She said, "Scott," and I'm paraphrasing, "if you really believe this, do the salute now. Do it on air now. If you believe that this," and he kept pivoting and changing it in his kind of girl talk kind of way. Well, what happened was, and this, and oh girl, I'm not going to take this. So I give her credit, because if you're one of those persons who's saying it was not a Nazi salute, then go to work tomorrow and do it in front of your boss or do it in front of your employees, and let's see what they think. And if you don't think it's offensive, then do it. And let's see what they think. So I give her credit for calling them out on that and saying, you know what, if you actually believe that, do it on TV this moment. And so I want to give her the hero of the Jenny Award of the week. And so, Jenny, any thoughts on those two before we end the show, the Pendejo and the Jenny Award?
Well, first of all, kudos to her. I wish they would have done that sooner. We need more people in the press. We need more people in the press in 2024 to quit harping on Biden's age too, or the fact that Harris's only attribute is that she's a woman or a woman of color. The hypocrisy, and I am hesitant to pat anybody from seeing in on the back, even though I do agree with you. If this is so normal to do a Nazi salute, whether it's a Nazi salute or a Roman salute or whatever, however they hedge their bets, just do it. Go to a local shopping center,
stand out in front of it,
and just zig hail away and goose step. If you think this is normal, like Governor Sissy Boots down in Florida, put on your little white boots and just prance around and do Nazi salutes.
Exactly.
Like they did in The Producers, that Mel Brooks film.
That's true.
It is the thing, is that if they think that this is normal, all right, do it. Do it.
Sure.
Do it. If you think this is acceptable, do it. Yeah. It reminds me of something that was really funny that happened in my 20s. Working in the sales industry, we had this coworker that bragged about the size of his manhood all the time. He had a nickname for it, but I'm not going to repeat it. But it was, it wasn't a really graphic name, but he just constantly talking about it. He didn't have exceptionally large hands either. And finally, this one coworker that was from Louisiana, very, very Cajun, just looks at him and says, "You know what? I've showered in a lot of men's locker rooms, that sort of thing. I'm not afraid to see it. We can go over here to this closet. We can lock the door. I want to see this monster. I want you just to whip it out, and I'll verify for everybody here how big it really is. And it's kind of the same thing. Hey, it's no big deal. Do it on air right now.
Yep.
Zig hell right now. Let all of America, if this is normal, if this is your new normal,
yeah,
this is what the Republican Party is all about. And it's not going to dishonor veterans and people like my dead grandfather that fought World War II. If you don't think it's a big deal, do it yourself. Zig hell away. And then we'll see if dear leader approves. And defend it. Defend it by doing it if it's not that big of a deal. And that's the thing. We got to call their bluff. Yeah. We got to do the same shit they did to Biden and Obama and stonewall them in the Senate, stonewall them in the House, wire asses off on the campaign trail, and use their own dirty tactics against them and just say, okay, what you can do, I can do better, just like the song, just like the musical.
Everything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, exactly. And just peel our ears back and go for broke. What else do we have to lose?
Yep.
Or we gave up our dignity last year by not voting for an overqualified woman that would have been probably one of the best American presidents in history.
Maybe
for Donnie Poopy Pants.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen, Jen, we run out of time, but just very quickly, in about 30 seconds, I know you're going to talk about this on your you talked about this on your show, but what happened again to one of our wonderful favorites in the past? They stripped him of his powers. What happened? His Wonder Woman powers got stripped, or what happened? Tell us.
The state of Florida,
real quickly.
The legislature, Secretary of Agriculture down in Florida, didn't want Governor Sissy Pants, also known as DeSantis, Sissy Boots, I should say. You know,
yes, that's right.
His little white waiter boots that he wore, that his wife picked out for him because she is the same black.
Yeah.
I think he has lifts in his.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's about 3 feet tall. But they stripped him of his powers and transferred it to the Secretary of Agriculture. Said it's an agricultural thing. And he went on the gram and he did a little video and he whined and he goes, "That's like Fox Garden, the hen house." And you know,
is that what he says?
Right.
Okay.
And he just he got his. He was, you know, how
his feeties hurt.
you know how he looks like he's about to cry about something.
Yeah,
like a 3-year-old that got their favorite toy taken away because
oh my gosh,
he looked like he was about to get put in timeout, which he kind of did. And they said, "You know what? We don't think you're smart enough to be able to behave yourself, but we're going to make sure all of our agricultural workers, especially for the very powerful citrus lobby, you don't affect that." Because we know who's in Washington, D.C. now, because we're the ones that were the same party that got him elected. But we know how stupid this is. So to protect us from us, we're going to make sure you can't do what he's already promised to do. And Governor Sissy Boots was very, very miffed. He was really struggling and quaking in his little white booties.
Well, I'm playing the smallest violin for him. Exactly. Well, listen, thank you for watching. We hope that we educated you on what happened to the low grocery prices. So if you do find lower grocery prices, post it on one of our social media outlets. We'd love to find out about it. Every week I go grocery shopping and I'm still waiting for the lower grocery prices. And I think I'm going to do that every week. I'm going to post, where's my lower grocery prices? I'm going to remind people every week that this whole thing was full of baloney. I want to thank all of you for joining us. I want to remind you that we do have a couple of 3 more shows in the month of February. And also want to wish everyone a Black History Month. We're going to be doing we want to wish everyone. The next show we're going to have is we're going to hopefully try to educate you on how to join the MAGA resistance movement. There are a lot of resistance movements coming along around the country. Channel that frustration and anxiety and anger into something productive. Join a organization that is standing up for things, for an example. We'll also be talking about in the third show of February, is Texas really just North Mexico? We want to talk about is Texas really just North Mexico? And then we're going to go over Trump's very first month of chaos. So we've got 3 more shows. So we hope you join us. So Jenny, when this drops, which is the first weekend of February, any exciting plans you got going on or anything you need to tell us?
Just working in my business, Queen City Grounds. We do have, well, it'll already be over by the time that you see the show, but we have a lot of events coming up. Check us out. We also have a Black History Trivia Month planned for February 28th. And so if you like cultural trivia and you want to have a good time and you want to support a Black and woman-owned business, Trivia for Us is going to be doing that on February 28th. Please come out and join us if you live in the greater Charlotte area or can fly here and you really want to participate. It'll be Friday night, February 28th at Queen City Grounds right here in Uptown Charlotte.
Excellent. Don't forget to visit her place. All right. We'll see you next week, y'all. We'll dance out.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. As always, enjoy the weather. It is warming up, and we are getting more sunshine, which I love. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for watching our Coffee and Pan Dulce show every week. Don't forget, you can watch us visually on our video podcast platforms on Facebook and YouTube. But you can also listen to us on your favorite audio podcast platforms like Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of the other ones that your favorite, whatever your favorite is. Once again, thank you for watching us on Coffee and Pan Dulce. We'll dance out.
Next up, thanks for watching Coffee and Pan Dulce. Next up is 2 Queers in a Truck. Stay tuned.
Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.
Sounds great.
You sounded like a telenova. I mean,
I'm trying to. All I have to say is go. Yes.
As a non-Spanish speaker. Oops.
All right, good job, Jen. Okay, so we're only going to talk about 5 minutes because we're up against 16 minutes already. About where are the lower grocery prices. So however you want to approach this, I'm just kind of going to ask the question. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, Jen, we only have, we've actually going to go over a little bit, but when I come back, I'm going to do 2 awards, the Pendejo Chronicles, and then a new one that you'll be excited about. And then I want you to explain what happened to DeSantis, okay, about them stripping him. All right, we're coming back.
Coffee and Pan Dulce. How's that? Coffee and Pan Dulce.